Alright guys, how's it going? So we let the epoxy sit overnight. We let it cure for about 24 hours now. We ended up, Kyle was about to head to the gym. I was getting out here ready to do a compression test on the RX-8, and we wanted to start it up and see how it would. We didn't record it sadly because we didn't think it was going to start very easily, but to our surprise it did. So it started right up, didn't have much issue. We deflooded it right beforehand, and we're kind of dumbfounded because the check engine light went away as well. Yesterday all we did was tighten down the battery terminals, put epoxy on the radiator cap, and then we ended up taking the cat off, shaking out a little bit of shit that was in it, and then putting it back on. And now the car runs pretty well. So now I'm gonna go and do a compression test to see how the compression is, just to make sure everything is okay. But it looks like we might actually be able to drift this thing tomorrow. So I'll show you guys how to do compression tests on an RX-8 right now. Don't let the darkness fool you. It only took me like about 5 minutes to do this because I had to put the car back down and put it back up. Just stuck on there. Alright. Now you can see right through here where this blue plug wire is. We're gonna undo that wire, take out that spark plug, and tie in our compression tester. You can actually see all 4 spark plug wires from where we're at. So I'm gonna start the process by taking off the trailing spark plug wire, taking out that trailing spark plug, putting the compression test in, and then I'm gonna record how many pulses I get every 5 seconds. And then there's a formula we put that into to see what our compression is. So I'm gonna start it out with that one, then I go to the leading spark plugs, and they're marked on the engine block. And then I'm gonna check all of them and put them all in the formula and see what our compression is. So right there you can see the T on the engine block, and right below it there's an L that you cannot see in the shadow for leading. Well, it looks like the rotaries, instead of having a 5/8 spark plug, it looks like it might be a 13/16. Always remember that this is done right after it's brought up to operating temperature, so they will be hot. Alright, so now I got my compression tester hooked up to my engine, as you can see through the spark plug hole right up there in the top corner. Now, we start the car, and we make sure that you hold the throttle all the way down so it goes into deflood mode. That way, it does not try to start the car when you're doing this, because if it tries to fire while you're doing this test, you're going to have some major problems. So just make sure that you film your compression tester to see how many pulses it gives you per 5 seconds. And if you need to, go to about 7 seconds and then check the film after. Alright, so now that we did that on one of the spark plugs, we just have to do it on the other 3, and then we got to check out the numbers and put it in the formula. So I'll be back with you guys once I have them all recorded. You haven't had a successful day working on your car till you make yourself bleed. Look at that. That was from just trying to get one of the spark plugs out. Oh well. Alright, so I just got done compression testing the RX-8. Now I'm going to take those numbers I got from however many pulses I got in the 5-second period, plug that into the formula I've been talking about, and then it will give me my compression numbers for the engine. Now, this is how you compression test a rotary motor. For a simple piston engine, an internal combustion engine, it's a little bit different and it's a lot easier. But now I'm going to go plug those formulas in. Alright guys, well, I just ran the numbers through this online calculator for RX-8 compression ratios, and it's not good. It seems to be that the compression is very low compared to where it should be. I have a whole write-up on what you gotta do, so forgive my terrible handwriting, but our goal up here is 10.0. That's the goal. However, our compression ratio is much lower than that. Our compression ratio happens to only be 4.14 for rotor 1 and 4.37 for rotor 2. That's not good. Now, I don't know if it's that it's not reading properly, like our pressure gauge is messed up, which is highly unlikely, or because the guy freshly rebuilt the rotary, he could have had one of two things happen. One, he did it wrong and it's messed up, or two, it just needs to have the apex seal seat. Maybe that it's been sitting so long, that's why the compression is so far down. So I think what we're gonna do is drive it, see how it acts, and then check it again later on. But I'll have to talk to Kyle when he gets home. So that's that. All right, well now just for a little kicks and gigs, we're gonna start it up for you. Okay, so she took a little longer to start than I thought she would, but she's running. Like, you can hear her. She sounds really good. She sounds healthy. So I have no idea what's going on. So whenever Kyle gets back, I'm gonna have him look at it, see what he thinks. But I think she's gonna be good to go tomorrow. And then, like, if you see like some steam coming from the engine, we have some residual coolant that fell down there when we were filling up the reservoir. So far the epoxy's holding, so we're thinking we're gonna let it burn off and then it should stop steaming. But yeah, $700, you can't beat it. I'm just saying. Like, where else can you get an RX-8 for $700? So I think I'm gonna go tinker with her a little bit more.
Well, guys, thanks to Austin and all his hard work, he managed to go and do a good compression test. Unfortunately, the results are really bad. Again, I don't know for sure if it's just because it's an engine build or if it's because it was sitting. There's a few little tricks that we might try, but we don't have time before the next drift event. So we're just gonna send it. We're gonna take the car, we're gonna take it out there, and we're just gonna see what happens and see how it does. We'll see if the coolant bottle stands up. We'll see if the car can actually drive down the track without stalling, and just see if the clutch holds up. Like, who knows? Maybe the thing will make it, maybe it won't. We won't know until we get there. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. So look forward to that in the next video. If you guys like this video, smash that like button. If you don't, dislike it. Keep it simple. That's what we want to do around here. So yeah, so we hope to see you guys in the next one, and just remember, keep drifting fun.